right, we're live. 1 hour, 60 minutes. Let's do it on that grind. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Morning shake, putting ourselves in the way into the place where all of the things that we want to get done in our day are possible. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about motivation, meditation, and inspiration. Now, if it's not one of the three, I don't want it. And the reason why I don't want it is because I realize that motivation, meditation, and inspiration are the reflections of your knowledge, focus, and discipline. And we're going to put ourselves in a place in such a way that we're going to become on an autopilot. Now, I'm working across multiple platforms. I got Periscope going on. Hello, Sarah. I got YouTube. I got Facebook. Hello, Kelly. Motivation, meditation, inspiration. If it's not one of the three, I don't want it. Now, let's go ahead and get started talking about focus. Let's get ourselves in a way that we can start to get into a focus where we can recognize that the connection with ourselves is on that place, and that when we put ourselves in that way, we start to achieve our dreams, and when we start to achieve our dreams, the reflection shines outwards from within ourselves. So ultimately it comes down to you versus you. Hello, Silver. Welcome to Periscope. As we put ourselves in this way, we start to get ourselves into that level of focus. We get ourselves into that place where we become a reflection. This universe is going to start to utilize you as a tool. One of those tools that I use every morning is make sure I start my day with a morning shake. So I put myself in a place where I start putting the right types of things into myself. When we put ourselves in that place, when we put ourselves in that place where we start to grow from within who we are. Welcome, Alan. Welcome. Let's go ahead and continue talking about focus. So as we recognize and we start to study, if you start to study motivational speakers, you're going to start to see that a motivational speaker is actually a motivational speaker from their level of focus. So ultimately what you're looking for is the ability to set yourself in that kind of thought, to put yourself in that place where you start to become a motivation. And that is the part where you have to also study. And so when you study those people who are on their focus in your given profession, then that gives you the ability to become focused. So when you recognize that what you are doing is you are absorbing, and that level of focus becomes a reflection outwards, that means that as a manager, as a artist, whatever you're looking to do, you can always perfect it from your level of focus. So when you put yourself in that place, hello Jimmo, welcome to Periscope. As you put yourself in that place and you put yourself in the ability to utilize the tools that you have available to you, they will give you the ability to utilize them. So as you focus outwards, reflections will come. They will manifest. That means that the reflection will actually become from your level of focus. So recognizing that we can both be motivation, study motivation, and put ourselves in a way that we put ourselves to be able to gain that kind of strength. When we gain that kind of reflection outwards, what ultimately happens is we become a motivation. So if you allow yourself to put yourself in that type of way, you can actually see that the tools of this universe are there for you. So when you use these tools in this universe in such a way that what is coming out of you is a reflection, when you utilize these types of tools, when you put yourself to that level of focus where this universe has the ability to utilize you, I want to inspire you all to reflect outwards with that level. I want you to look at people from the place of their level of focus, see where they actually are, and get attracted to being focused. I want you to be able to have that kind of attraction with this universe. I want the attraction of this universe to give you the place where your tools and the things that you have are sufficient. But you got to get down with yourself. You got to get down with the inner grind. You got to get down with yourself and say, if I'm going to do this today, I'm going to do this today. And I'm telling you, it's within you. It's within you all to get to that place. That place inside of you is a reflection outwards. That absorption inwards comes down to your level of focus, your ability to get into yourself to the place where the reflection shines outwards from within you, who you are. I'm talking about focus. Focus is the ability, and the reflection becomes motivation. That is within you all. That place is inside of you all. That place gives you the ability to continue to get stronger. Other people will see that because they're going to be the ones calling you strong from your level of focus. What are some of the tools that we can utilize on a daily basis so that we can continue to stay focused? Well, we find that there's things like putting yourself in places, reading stuff, putting tools in place to where you start to create positive habits. When you put yourself in a way that those things start to happen, you start to become that reflection of that strength from your level of focus, where it shines outwards from within who you are. Then this universe has the ability to reflect out who you are inside. And that's how you express yourself, through your level of focus. When you put yourself in a place and you say that you want to go and you really want this thing bad, it comes down to how willing you are to focus, because others are competing against you in this universe for that top spot, for that top place, for that top spot in this universe. You have to recognize that you can dominate this universe, that you can be put in a place where your focus is so strong that this universe utilizes you. When this universe utilizes you in such a way, this universe will utilize you as a place of focus or absorption. Putting yourself in that connection, putting yourself in that place where that connection reflects outwards, meaning other people start to call you motivation. Other people, this universe will start to call you, and they will start to study you. Recognize that when you put yourself in the place of focus and you put yourself in that growth, that you utilize the tools that you have. Like, for instance, drinking a shake, putting yourself in the way that you start your morning in such a way that you're going at it. Go get it. Get it from your level of focus. Turn yourself from a gazelle to a lion. Put yourself in that place. Put yourself in that reflection where you actually get things, where actually things start to become possible, where the impossible is just a word to you, where it's actually just a word because you're the one sent here to focus to that point, to get over that, to get to that place where those challenges that you face off against yesterday, tomorrow, next week, next year, they're all there for you to be able to grow past. Recognize that's within yourselves. Are you hearing what I'm saying? Get down with yourself to that level of focus. Get down to that place aside of who you are. Let that place start to reflect outwards from within who you are. And when you identify with yourself in such a way, hold yourself accountable. It's you versus you. Put yourself in that place. Put yourself in that reflection. Put yourself so this universe can utilize you, because you are a tool in this universe. You have the ability to focus. You have the ability to utilize the reflection outwards from your level of absorption, from your ability to get to that place of focus, get to that place inside of yourself, get to that place inside of yourself that reflects outwards from within who you are. Identify with yourself. Get to become a part of my network, my community. I want to invite you all to join me. My website is motivation, meditation, inspiration.yoga. I want to create that kind of focus. I want to put you all in that place where you start to achieve your dreams, where the things that you're wanting to have done reflect outwards from within you. You bleed as the best motivational speaker. You bleed as the best writer, the best artist. And there will be people that will ultimately start booking me, because I am here to elevate you. I'm here to tell you that you can bypass those, whatever level you are. If you're at a fight and flight stage of slavery and emotion, stage of time and organization, there's a higher level, and I'm on that path to focus and knowledge, and that is the focus I'm talking about. I'm putting in another 20 minutes of focus. Let's get into that place. Let's get to our thought process to put ourselves in a way that we utilize this as exercise. The brain works in such a way that it's not about what you don't have or what you do have. It's how focused you are. Let's get attracted to becoming focused, to get into the place where the absorption on the inside becomes a reflection on the outside, where the art of focus is the ability to get ourselves so this universe utilizes us as a tool. That's within you. You have that inside of yourself. If you could get down with yourself to focus, can you get down with yourself? What are some of the tools that you can use to get to that place? How can you utilize those tools so that the universe will utilize you? And I'm telling you, if you sit down and you write stuff down, you put those goals in front of yourself, you say, I'm going to achieve this, and you start to achieve these things. When you put those types of things in front of you and you start to challenge those things, and then you start to overcome those things that are no longer impossible. And that's what it's about, becoming something where other people would just give up. Hear me? When you get to the place of focus where others would just give up, that's when you are started. That's when you start. That's the place where the reflection shines outwards from within who you are. And when you get down to that place of focus within yourself, when you get down to it, when you're done with this person said this thing to me, that person said that thing, and you go inside of you, when you absorb that level of focus, when you get into that place inside of yourself, that's when you become the reflection. That's when other people start to call you strong. That's when other people start to call you motivation. And see, that's why motivation is what exists, because that's the reflection. That's the identity which other people identify with you. That's because that's outwards reflection. Outwards reflection, internal absorption. Get it? Internal absorption, that's your focus. That's your ability. That's the ability to get to that place to say to yourself that I am enough. That place to reflect outwards from within who you are, to identify with the external as a reflection. We get down with ourselves to that level. We get into these places where professionals and I go in places where people tell me that you can actually help us to grow. When I start to see you guys shining from within yourself, from your level of focus, from your reflection outwards, when you start to see that inside of yourself, and I do see and I do look and I do understand that we're all on this path together, but let's get to that place of focus. Let's get to where we own up to our own challenges. When we get to that place where we start to get stronger, we start to become that place inside of ourselves where other people will call you strong. Other people identify with you as a reflection. Other people will start to identify with you as a place of motivation. Motivation is your level of strength. Motivation is within you all. Motivation is a reflection of your level of focus. Strength is a reflection of your level of focus. Getting yourself to grind to the level where you become a reflection, where everything that you do inside of yourself has to do with how strong you are, with your ability to focus inside of who you are. If you recognize with yourself on that level to get to that place, that reflection will shine from within who you are. When you identify with yourself in that way, when you put yourself in that way, where that reflection shines from within who you are, that is when others will identify with you as strong. That's when others will identify with you as motivation. And as we study motivation, we get ourselves in such a way that what comes out of us bleeds out. And when others see that and they start to be uplifted, and the tools and the strength inside is identified as a reflection outwards from your level of absorption, of focus. When you put yourself in that place, when you start to see that, when you start to grind to the point where you can do 30 minutes of focus, when you can put yourself in that place, when you can put yourself in this zone where others see this as art, where they see that art in such a way that it speaks 1,000 words into this universe in such a way that you create a movement. When that reflection outwards comes from within yourself, that it shines outwards and others call you strong. I'm talking to you all. I'm talking to you giving yourself that ability to reflect outwards from within who you are. Identify with yourselves in such a way that this world will change just from your ability to reflect outwards. Get to that place of focus. Utilize the tools inside of yourself. Write stuff down. Read stuff. Put yourself in a place where you listen to motivation, where you identify with their level of focus. Identify with how they connect that focus to this universe, how this universe utilizes them, how they're just willing to continue when others would give up. Are you hearing what I'm saying? If you are a hunter in this universe, this is for you. If you are a person who wants to be a go-getter in this universe, if you want to make things get done, if you want to become the best salesman, the best artist, the best singer, the best writer, the best, if you want to become that person, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying and grab hold of it, because what I'm talking about is getting yourself to that place of focus where this universe will utilize you. This universe will utilize you in such a way that the tools that you have, the things that you go through, the place that you are, and everything that you challenge off against, that's within you. Get to that place of focus where that reflects outwards. And I know there's that one person out there who needs to hear this. And that's what that's for. That's for all of you who need to hear that inside of yourself there's no such thing as yes or no. There is only you. You could give yourself that ability to overcome your challenges. You can give yourself the ability to get to that place. You can give yourself that ability to get into yourself, to get to that reflection outwards where absorption comes inwards as a focus. Put yourself in that place. Put yourself in that ability. Give yourself that ability to reflect outwards. Identify that when you put yourself and you utilize the tools of this universe, that they will utilize you like torque. The actual wrench is you. You have that ability to utilize yourself as a tool as you have, and one of those tools that you happen to have is focus. So you better start utilizing. You better hear what I'm saying and utilize it in your daily. Utilize it in such a way that it will utilize you. Utilize your tools in such a way that you can make with this universe with the things that you got. And I'm telling you, that means that if you're the best salesman in the universe, that means that you're the best salesman in the universe. Let's get down to that place where there's no more excuses. Let's get down to that place where we study those people, where we understand that reflection comes from within ourselves, and the reflection outwards is inside of you. Hearing what I'm saying? Let's get that thought process to that level of focus, to that place where that reflection shines out as strength, where that's within yourselves. That the challenges that you face off against, you can overcome. I'm talking about getting to that place where that internal is straight and that reflection is outwards. Not that it's twisted, that it's from within you. You have that type of reflection. You all have the ability to shine out where it's where others would call you strong. You have the ability where others can call you motivation. Let them be the ones that call you motivation. You call yourself focused. You call yourself an overcomer. You call yourself the type of person inside of you that doesn't give an excuse to him, her, or anybody, to ourselves. And you know what? That's being hard on yourself. But you know what? Who else will be? Who else will be hard on you unless you are hard on yourself? So you better start putting yourself in such a way that you give yourself the ability to utilize the tools in this universe. This universe can utilize you. What I'm talking about is when you start to see those people call you strong, when you start to see those people call you motivation, when you start connecting with the place where you are and the people that you study in such a way that you become that, where you manifest that, where that level of absorption from that level of focus shines outwards from within yourself in such a way that others see that, identify with it, and they call you that. That is the purpose, that this universe will become wealthy with your level of focus. It'll get to the place where you are so strong from your level of absorption, of focus, that the reflection shines outwards. Hear what I'm saying? Let them shine outwards. Let them come from within yourself. Let the reflection shine from within who you are. Let them identify that you have the strength to focus enough to put yourself down for an entire hour, to talk about focus for an additional 15 minutes, to the point where others will reflect outwards. I want you to be able to bleed out from within, that others would see that within yourself. They will see the art inside of all of you. They will see that place inside of you from your level of focus to the reflection outwards. Recognize, hear what I'm saying. Put yourself on your grind. Put yourself in your place where there's no such thing as an excuse. Those move out of the way, that you're coming through, that you get in a place where your absorption is fueling your fire and actually getting that universe inside of you, getting this universe fired up, getting this thing inside of yourself in such a way the reflection shines outwards from within who you are. Where other people would call you motivation, where other people would call you strong, where other people would call you a reflection, where other people give you the ability to do the things that you do, to be on your path, to give you the ability to be with that path and connect with that internal focus. Hear what I'm saying? It's an inwards focus, outwards reflection, putting yourself in such a way that that universe utilizes you. We have had it so twisted for so long, but it's okay. That's my purpose, to untwist this universe in such a way the reflection shines outwards from within who you are. That is what I'm talking about. That is the art form. That is the grind. That is the focus. That is the ability to get inside of yourself to the point where everything that you are, everything that you will become, comes from within you. When you take ownership for those things, when this universe utilizes you in such a way the reflection comes from within who you are, the reflection shines outwards, and other people will start to call you strong. Other people will start to call you motivation. Other people will start to call you determination. When they see these types of things where other people will quit and you are still continue because the drive is within yourselves, you have that ability. You have that ability to grind with you. You have that ability to go inside of yourself and get to that point where you reflect outwards from within who you are. When you put yourself in that place, when you put yourself in that reflection, when you put yourself through those type of challenges where this isn't just about you, this isn't just about me, let's do this together. Let's get to that place. Let's start to get to our level of focus where we can challenge these things. Let's hear it. You're hearing what I'm saying. Put this out there in that reflection and this universe and this ether that manifests itself, where the reflection shines outwards to the 10,000. Let's go ahead and get to that place where our level of focus hits the billionth, where this universe shakes and trembles at the thought of your level of focus. Get into that place where this universe utilizes you. You hearing what I'm saying? You hearing what I'm throwing out there? I'm putting it out there so that the person who says that they are not motivated will actually identify and that it won't be twisted. Let other people call you motivation. You call yourself focused. You call yourself determined. You call yourself focused to the point where you will utilize the tools of this universe. Let you call yourself a changer in this universe. You call yourself that, and you let them call you names. Let them call you strong. Let them call you failure, because everything, every success, every failure is a place of focus. Everything that we go through, every challenge we face off against on a daily basis is there for us to become focused. Let's put this thing straight. Let's put this thing in that path. Let's put that path on this journey. And you know what? I only got 2 feet so I could walk. So if I couldn't walk, if I had to crawl, if I could only speak, then I would utilize only the things that I got, and it's not about what I don't got. Let's go ahead and throw that aside. Let's put ourselves right where we are. Let's put ourselves in a place of focus. Let's put what we do have is what more important in this universe than what we don't have. Let's get this universe untwisted. Let's get this universe in such a way it utilizes you and it utilizes me. And I'm telling you, you got it. You got this. You can get to that place. That reflection outwards can come from within you. That reflection outwards is inside of you. That reflection outwards is the place to get inside of yourself. Reflect outwards with motivation. Let yourself, the internal focus, give yourself the ability to reflect outwards. Put yourself in such a way that this universe will utilize you. It will create torque from you, where other people will see that torque, where they'll ask you to utilize your tools. You get what I'm saying? Utilize your tools in this universe so that this universe can utilize it in such a way that others would need your tools, so that this universe becomes a richer place from your level of focus. When you use the tools that you got inside of yourself and you put yourself in a way that you use what you can do, if you can read, if you can put yourself in a place of reflection, if you can put yourself in a place where you use your level of focus inside of yourself with the things that you do have, it's never about what you don't have. They got it backwards. It's not about what highest level of education somebody has. It's always about the person who's willing to use what they got. And that ultimately means it comes from your level of focus. It comes from your place inside. That the point inside of ourselves is that place, and what reflects outwards is strength. What you identify with is a place of reflection. What others will see is your level of focus, and ultimately what they call that. And this is why I tell you, what they call that is reflection. This is what I'm talking about. Get yourself down to that place inside of yourself where the reflection shines outwards from within you, from your level of focus to the place outwards. When you get to that level of strength inside of yourself, where you bypass it, where the reflection shines from within you outwards, from your level of focus, from your place inside of yourself, as you start to see all these people in this world changing, as I see your light shine, Tiffany, I see all these people, and I see that on Facebook. I'm using Periscope, I'm using YouTube, I'm using all of these different networks so that I could help people to shine. They can get this untwisted, and this universe can be utilized for them. Reflect outwards with your level of focus. Reflect outwards that they all see all of you as a shining light, where this light utilizes this, where together we become stronger from our level of focus inside of who we are. When we get to that place where this universe utilizes us all, when you see the people around yourself changing because they see and identify with your inner focus, when they identify with your place inside of yourself, and that reflection shines outwards from within who you are, this world changes. I see around, I check, I see these people who are watching me, I understand. I'm with you on this journey together. We're all on this thing together. We're all here. I'm here to uplift you, to get you to the place where you untwist this universe. You actually put it in the right way, that the place inside of you is a place of focus and knowledge, where you got that connection to that place inside of yourself, where it reflects outwards from within who you are, where the reflection outwards is inside of yourself, where others identify with you as strong. Others identify with you as beautiful. Others identify with you as a light in this universe. And you all have that within yourselves. You all have that place inside of yourself to reflect outwards from your level of focus. And others will test you. This universe will utilize Newton's third law. For each action is equal and all opposite reaction. And the place of focus is a place where you start to be called strong. That's where others will call you determined. That's where others will call you focused. That's where others will call you a motivation. And that is the reflection of your level of focus. Motivation is a reflection of your level of focus. And when you put yourself in that place and you start to utilize those tools, and this universe starts to work in your favor, and this universe starts to see you as strong, Let them call you these things. Let them call you a victor. Let them call you a person in this universe that utilizes universal tools in such a way this universe utilizes you. Recognize that you can overcome. Thank you. This universe in such a way that this universe will utilize those reflections outwards where you have that level of focus. Let's get attracted to the ability to focus. Let's get attracted to put this and this inwards absorption, the reflection shines outwards. When you put yourself in such a way, this universe utilizes you. This universe will utilize the tool that you are and the things that you got. Understand that that tool creates torque in this universe. And there are people who need that torque. There are people who need those tools that you got. And you are the only one who has those tools. So if you allow yourself to get to that place of focus, if you allow yourself to bleed out with that level of focus, the reflection outward shines from within yourself. When you allow yourself to have that kind of reflection outwards, when you put yourself in a way to where this universe is attracted to the focus that you got inside of yourself, that's when they call you a motivation. That's when they'll start to identify with you as strong. That's when they'll start to identify with the strength inside of yourself in such a way the reflection shines outwards, and they will call you names both ways because this universe works in that way. For each action is equal and opposite reaction. So let's go ahead and identify to the point where we focus, to the point where even positive and negative works in our favor, where we utilize that tool even against the torque of the universe in such a way that this universe turns into our favor. This universe is created in a way that we can use it. This universe is created in a way that the reflection shines outward from within who we are. And I'm telling you, we are light in this universe. We are such a torque in this universe. When we put this forward and we don't put it backwards, it's like turning that wrench in such a way that you're able to unloosen that tool, that nut. And that nut in this universe is those challenges that you face off against. So when you use the tools that you got inside of yourself the right way and you turn that nut and recognize those things that are coming your way, those things that are those challenges that you're facing off against, they're tested there for your level of torque, your level of utilization of a tool of focus that you got inside of yourself. If this universe is such a great place, then you can actually definitely identify with that. Then see that everything that you got is what matters, not what you don't got, how strong you are, how focused you are. Let other people call you those things. You get connected with yourself. You get to that internal absorption, that place, and utilize it as that level of focus where it reflects outwards, and you will shine within this universe. You will put yourself in such a way this universe will put you in the place. It will utilize you as a tool. It will utilize you to have that best position. It will utilize you to be that thing in this universe, to become that reflection outwards. You have to be that tool inside of yourself that utilizes this universe. Understand this universe was created for you and I, that the Most High is created in such a way that that reflection shines outward from within yourself, that with what's within you can shine outwards. And when you shine outwards in this universe, that is the torque within this universe utilizing you as that right tool. So recognize when you get those positions from that level of focus, from that level of absorption, from that level of reflection, that those things that are being given to you are universal tools. They're the ability to utilize those tools in such a way this universe utilizes you. So get down to that place inside yourself where you're willing to grind with yourself, where you're willing to get into that place inside of who you are, to get into that reflection outwards from within who you are. Identify that the challenges that you face off against on a daily basis, you can overcome. That you can get to that place inside of yourself where your level of focus and your ability to write stuff down, to get to the point where you read stuff, where you get to the point where you speak stuff, where the point where everything that comes out of you reflects outwards as your level of focus, that others would call you strong. They would call you determined. They would call you a reflection of motivation. That's what I'm talking about. That's the grind. That's the inwards grind to get yourself to the point where you can become a reflection, where what shines out of you from within you is your level of focus. When you're that focused, there is nothing in this universe that can stop you. And I'm telling you, that's within all of you. You all have that ability inside of yourselves. You all have that ability if you're willing to get down with you. And it comes down to how bad you want it. Do you want this universe? You got to hold on to it. You got to put yourself in a way this universe utilizes you. When you get to that place, when you get to that level of reflection, where what is inside of you is focus, where what you bleed out is reflection, then you start to get to a place where this world utilizes you as motivation. If you look at the top motivational speakers, you will definitely identify with the fact that what's coming out is bleeding of the universe in such a way that the tools they got inside of themselves in any given profession is coming from their level of focus. Are you hearing what I'm saying? If you want to be on top of your game in any field in this universe, put yourself into the level of focus and ask yourself, are you putting yourself in that place to get that level of focus? Are you putting yourself in that place to become that top salesman, to become that top artist, to become that pop singer? Are you putting yourself in the way in which the reflection is shining outwards from within yourself, from your level of focus? When your focus bleeds outwards, that's when other people will call you names. They will call you positive, they will call you negative. But utilize everything in this universe in such a way that it turns into a focus in such a way the reflection shines outwards, because you are a motivation. Hearing what I'm saying? Get down to that focus inside of yourself. Get to that place. Get to that place where that connection starts. Get connecting with yourself on your internal absorption. Get to that place of connection where that internal absorption becomes a reflection. Reflect outwards, okay? Not inwards. It was twisted for so long, and then I identified that what it is an internal absorption, external reflection. So now let's start working on that internal focus. Let's get into that place. Let's get into that place of meditation. Let's get into that place where you start to get to utilize the tool that you got, where you start working on this thing. Let's get to that place inside of ourselves where we get so focused that the external reflection shines outwards from within who we are. So let's go ahead and start talking about meditation. So meditation is a place of inwards focus of that same absorption. So that place inside of yourself has different energy fields. Each individual energy field is related to you. So when you utilize the energy inside of yourself in such a way that the reflection shines outwards from within who you are, that reflection outwards, that is what others start to identify with you. So when you utilize the tool of yourself and you strengthen, you reinforce the tool of who you are, when you get to that level of focus where you start to head inwards, when you connect your external breath, it's interesting that we absorb our breath. We have an inwards breath, so we can use that breath to get inside of ourselves. We can use that breath to get into that place where we were, those places that we went, those lessons that we learned, all of those challenges that you faced off against. Every single one of them are there for you. Every single one of them is a place within yourself. Every single one of them is inside of who you are, and it gives you the ability to gain that level of reflection when you identify with yourself in such a way, when you give yourself the ability to get into who you are, when you get into that place inside of yourself where it reflects outwards, then you have to start to learn about yourself. Utilize your level of focus to get into who you are. Get into that place so that, in other words, I'm talking to the artist, the singer, the writer. I'm talking to everybody. Get into yourself to get to connect your breath with your lesson inside of you. Get to those knowledge inside of yourself. Get to that place where you start to extract that knowledge with your breath. Start to get to that level of connection inside of who you are, where that internal absorption starts to utilize the knowledge, and it starts to utilize that tool that you have inside of yourself that's called focus. Utilize that tool that you have inside of yourself to where you get to that place of knowledge inside of yourself where your breath is connected to you. I'm talking about putting yourself in your whole day. I'm talking about putting yourself inside of yourself where you start to extract that knowledge inside of who you are. I'm talking to that person who says, I just can't focus. I'm talking to that person who says, I'm not intelligent. I'm talking to that person. I'm telling you, what you got inside of yourself is intelligence. That place inside of yourself is knowledge. It's the level of focus that one's willing to go to get to that place. When others would quit, when others would say, it's not possible, are you continuing? Are you putting yourself in such a way that you could heat up this universe to utilize what you do have? And it's not about what you don't have. Are you putting yourself in that place where you overcome the challenges that you face off against on a daily basis? Are you putting yourself in that place where what is coming out of you is your knowledge? Are you putting yourself in that place where you recognize that you have learned lessons in this universe and that the ability to utilize what you do have is more important than what you don't have? And so when you start to feed on the knowledge inside of yourself, when you get to that place where you utilize that tool to tune those energy fields within your body, which actually you could take a heat scanner. So even scientifically, this is provable that we have different energy fields within our body. So when we utilize these energy fields within our bodies in such a way that we connect with each individual part of who we are, we utilize both the knowledge of India and the knowledge of the East and the West, and we utilize all of these things, and we utilize things like alchemy, and we put ourselves in that way where we utilize this universe. We utilize the tools of this universe in such a way that the reflection shines outwards from within who we are. When we put ourselves in that place, when we put ourselves in that level of growth, that the reflection outwards, that's when people start to call you meditation. You might be the best meditation tennis player in the universe. You might be the best artist in this universe. Meditation is that connection. Meditation is that place where your inwards breath and your knowledge inside of yourself starts to become extracted. When you put yourself as that student inside that classroom when you're going for that run, when you put yourself in that classroom when you're going to take that test, when you put yourself in that classroom where that reflection outwards come from your inwards absorption. So I'm talking about getting down with the inward self. I'm talking about what reflects outwards, what others identify with as meditation, as the inner light. This is what they're talking about. They're talking about when you're in your tunnel of you, are you utilizing the tool of focus that you have to extract that knowledge inside of yourself, to heat it up, to get to the gold inside of who you are? Are you getting centered with yourself? Are you hearing what I'm saying? You have that ability. You have that intelligence within you. You have that place within you if you utilize the tools that you do have, that this universe will utilize you. You all are a gift to this universe. You all have that place within this universe. You all have that ability to reflect outwards from within who you are. And when you identify, when you get to that place, when that focus shines outwards from within yourself, when you start to see that that reflection outwards is within you, when you get to that place where what shines outwards comes from within you, then this universe will utilize you. And when you know that you have that knowledge inside of yourself, that you can actually extract it from your level of focus to get to that place, to identify with the person that you are inside, it comes down to how much growth you want. Do you want to grow to that point? Do you want to get to that point? Are you willing to get down with yourself to the place where others won't go, so that you can have things in this universe others won't have? And those are the types of questions you got to ask yourself. That's what it means to be meditation. Meditation means to be in a place of light. The knowledge inside of yourself becomes absorption, that you feast off the knowledge inside of yourself, that the external becomes that reflection. And ultimately, the things that you're looking for in this universe start to manifest themselves in front of you. They start to put themselves in such a way that the reflection shines outwards from within you, that you create such a light that what shines in from within reflects outwards. And when you put yourself into that place, when you put yourself into that reflection, when you put yourself into that place from within who you are, where what shines outwards comes from within yourself, where what bleeds from within you, what comes from within you comes from the knowledge that you do have, where people utilize the tool of what you have within yourself. When the universe says, I didn't know that person could do that or this, but you know what? I need that person. I need that person's light. That person puts this thing in this universe and they are there. They are in a place where that reflection shines outwards. Are you hearing? I'm talking to all of you. I'm talking about you inside of you. I'm talking about that person, that little person inside that says that I can do this. They say that they can do this from that knowledge that they got inside of themselves. It's never about what you don't have. Never look at people at what they don't have. Look at them at what they do have and how they can be utilized as a tool in this universe. After all things that we have in this universe are tools. They're all there for your growth. They're all there for your reflection. And when you utilize it in such a way that what comes from within who you are, when we utilize this universe, this most high creator, this universe, and I'm talking to all, I'm explaining to all that what the knowledge that you have inside of yourself gives you the ability to become an alpha in this universe. In other words, this universe will recognize and identify with the knowledge that you have inside of yourself, and it will gauge you. In other words, what you do have will give you the ability to become what you want to become. It will give you the ability to be those types of things. So when you gain that knowledge, that what's inside of yourself is reflection. Okay, that's what others see. When you gain that knowledge inside of yourself and you purify it, when actually knowledge comes out from within who you are and it bleeds out, that the universe would utilize you as a tool. when this universe utilizes you as a tool in such a way that the reflection outwards comes from your knowledge. And people will start to call you a light because you start to learn from yourself. So when you put yourself as a student inside the classroom and you recognize that this is a classroom and that your knowledge is your reflection, and that when you extract that knowledge, you gain that place inside of yourself. When you learn from those types of lessons, when you get to that place of study, that others would start to get to the understanding that you are meditation. And when you utilize these things and the reflection shines outwards from within who you are, the reflection puts it in such a way this universe will untwist itself to you, where the universe will actually work in your favor, where the absorptions and the absorption of knowledge and the absorption of focus are connected, and they cradle themselves inside of who you are. And that light inside of yourself gets down to the point where even science breaks down in front of you, where things start to change like water heads in the other direction because of your voice. Are you hearing what I'm saying? The vibrations that you got inside of yourself, they come from your level of knowledge. When you put yourself in such a way that knowledge expands from that place inside of you, where you start to reflect outwards with that, when you start to get down to that grind, when you get down to that place inside of who you are, when you start to get into that place where that knowledge starts to become a place of reflection, then all of that shines outwards. And those lessons are just waiting for you. They're waiting inside of you. They're saying to you, let's read me. Let's read this book of myself. Let's get to this place inside of ourselves where we start to study it, where we bypass the emotion, where we get to the place where we elevate ourselves past time and organization to the level of knowledge and focus. I'm talking about that connection. I'm talking about that place. I'm talking about that grind. I'm talking about what you are inside, that true person inside of yourself, where knowledge and focus are the only things that exist inside of you. I'm talking to that person who says that I can't do this, and then they see it and they put themselves in such a place that they focus to the point where the universe will utilize them. I'm talking to that person. I'm talking about to that little guy who says to themselves, I can't do this. I'm telling them, if you put yourself in a place of focus, you can extract that knowledge. I'm telling you, it's you versus you. I'm telling you, when you got what you have and you utilize the things that you got, this universe will utilize you. I'm talking about that grind. I'm talking about that place inside of ourselves where it reflects outwards from your reflection. Many will come. This universe can use you all. You all have that reflection, and I see you all as beautiful of that reflection. I see you all as focus and knowledge. I see you all in such a way that we got to start creating our discipline to reflect outwards. We got to start putting ourselves in a place where knowledge and focus get to a place of discipline, that's what's within us. Where knowledge and focus is a place of discipline, that's from within us shines outwards. And you know what they call that X word? A reflection, inspiration. So we can create ripples in this universe from how disciplined we are. From the things, the tasks that we do on a daily basis, we can create a reflection. And we got to put ourselves in such a way that we get so disciplined that when it's time for us to go 100 miles an hour and to put our pedal to the metal, this universe can connect our knowledge and focus in such a way that the whole entire being is connected. The whole entire being is connected in such a way that the reflection shines outwards as an inspiration. That means that you got an inner fire, you got an inner light within yourselves. And as soon as you start to recognize that you can get to that place, where you can get to that place of organized, where those goals can be overcome. When you write those goals down, because your level of focus puts you in such a way that you connect with the knowledge inside of yourself, the reflection shines outwards from within who you are, and you are at the point of discipline. That's when you got to put the pedal to the metal. That's when you got to connect the whole being. You got to put this whole entire technology that you have in front of you, which is called you, in such a way that this universe will utilize you at a high power level. This universe will utilize you at a level where this universe reflects outwards, where this reflection outwards comes from within who you are, where people will hold on to you in this universe in such a way that they will not let go. Their drag behind them gets left in the past. When you get to that place where that reflection shines outwards from within yourself, when you get to that place where that reflection shines outwards from within who you are, when you identify with yourself in that level and that reflection shines outwards from within who you are, this means that you all have that level of connection. And when you connect with that level of discipline, that is when we start to call you a changer in this universe. That is when you start to see these people like the Michael Phelps and the Eric Thomas, and you start to see the people in this universe like the Gary V's, like the Les Browns. That's when you start to see these types of greatnesses coming into this universe, when they put it to the point where the knowledge and the focus hits that place of discipline. And you know what? We're traveling 100 miles an hour. We're traveling, we're putting our pedal down as fast as we can in this universe. We're trying to take you guys with us. We're trying to put ourselves in a way in which the reflection shines, which then we're trying to put ourselves in a way that you see that inspiration within yourselves. When you connect with yourself on that level, we get to that place where that reflection shines outwards from within who you are, where you identify with yourself as a place of practice, where a place of practice is called discipline. That discipline inside of yourself reflects outwards as inspiration. I'm telling you guys, that's within you all. I'm telling you, you can become an inspiration in this universe. And when you start to create those type of ripples from putting yourself in this universe with that connection with the whole entire being, your knowledge and your focus is such a way that you get disciplined, and that reflection shines outwards as inspiration. That's when you start to take other people with you. That's when other people start to be there and utilize those tools. Bring them to a positive force. Bring them to a positive angle. Put them in such a way that they start to fight this universe, where this universe utilizes them as literally a tool within this universe, because they are not twisted any longer. Things like Joel Osteen, who talks about victors, we all have that inside of ourselves. There is not a single place or stop within this universe that has the ability to stop you from understanding that this universe is a place for you all to grow. This universe is a place for you all to connect with your knowledge and focus. I'm talking to all the people, from Hindi to Muslim to Christian to Jewish. I'm talking to you all. Connect with that knowledge, that focus inside of yourself. Get to that place where it bypasses that. Get to that place of elevation where knowledge and focus utilizes this universe in such a way that the Most High created you to be this tool within this universe, that we all can have a universe where we are together. I'm talking about a connection with us all. I'm talking about elevating ourselves together past that place, putting ourselves in a place where this universe utilizes you, where the reflection shines outwards from within yourself, recognizing that the challenges that we face off against yesterday, tomorrow, next week come down to how well you can focus and how much knowledge extraction you got. Get into that place of discipline. Get into that place where the reflection outwards comes from within yourself. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I'm here for you all. I'm here for every person on the face of the planet who says to themselves, I got knowledge inside of myself. I'm here for every person on the face of the planet who says that I can focus. I'm here for every single person on the face of the planet who says that I can get to that place of discipline. I'm here on the face of this planet so that you can all see that reflection outwards, so that you can start to understand this universe is a great place because you're here. We put ourselves in a way where we put ourselves in a positive angle. We put ourselves in a positive angle in such a way this universe can utilize us in such a way that the Most High Creator of this universe created us all, where this universe is such a place where we can become that kind of reflection. Identify with yourself. Identify with that focus and knowledge. Get into yourself. Get into that place. Get into that reflection. Let that reflection shine outwards. I want you all to be inspired in this universe. I want you all to be known as the inspiration in this universe. I want this universe to be able to utilize you. I want you to be a tool in this universe. I want you to stop saying, I don't have this, I don't have that. I want you to start saying, I do have this, and I can do with what I got. I can do with what I got. That means if I have a tool, I write. If you're a writer, utilize that tool. Put that pen on that paper, put it down, and write. Write those thousands of pages. Speak those thousands of words. Put yourself in a way where you become that artist, where you become that singer, where you become that sports athlete. I'm talking to everybody. I'm talking to the Dwayne Johnsons in the universe. I'm talking to the Gary V's in this universe. I'm talking to all of you. We're on this grind together. And guess what? I'm here so that all of us together can connect. And one day I will connect with you all. I will put it in such a way that Darius and all these people that are within this universe see me as a universal positive force in such a way that this universe will utilize me. I'm here for you. I'm here to elevate you. I want you to see that within yourself. It's not about if others will see it in me. I want you to see that within yourself. When I create a nation of people, when I create a place inside of you guys all, when you start to elevate to that level where you see that greatness inside of yourself, where it elevates you to a place where your knowledge and focus is great, and you see that, and other people start to call you great. Other people will start to call you those reflections. That's that untwisting in this universe. When you start to see that in your day, your week, when you start to see that knowledge and that focus inside of yourself is within you, when that reflection from that level of discipline shines, when that stuff inside of yourself reflects outwards, I could see it already. I can already see the people in such a way that the reflection comes from within them. When they listen to what I'm saying, let that grow inside of yourself. Let that reflect. Let those type of ripples come from within you. Put yourself in such a way. I know that there will be a day where people will come anywhere I am on the face of the planet to utilize themselves as tools. That's the purpose. We put ourselves in a way that we create ripples ourselves, that others will create ripples inside of themselves, and that reflection shines outwards. Now I'm telling you, this universe is worth it. It needs you. It needs you in this universe in such a way to enlist in this type of an army of the universe in such a way that we all work together. We all have the ability to utilize it in such a way that we can live in what's known as harmony from our levels of focus and our level of knowledge to get down to that grind inside of ourselves where we untwist this universe. And I'm one of those people in this universe who's going to help this universe untwist itself. We put ourselves in that way. We utilize this universe in that way. It is about what you do know inside of yourself. It's not about what you don't know. It's about what you utilize and how you level of focus and the place where you put your focus, where you put yourself in that level of connection where your whole entire being is connected to you, where you see that inside of yourself and what radiates outwards starts to bring others forwards. When you create your own ripples, when this universe utilizes you, when this universe utilizes you to create ripples and other ripples start, that's what I'm talking about. You hear what I'm saying? I'm going to create a nation of untwisted people. This universe is going to become beautiful just because of the reflection that I am here. And I'm telling you, that's within you. You have that place inside of yourself. You all do. There's no such thing as a handicap in this universe. There's only a mentality. And I'm telling you, let's untwist that mentality. Let's put it in a place where what you got is the connection between your level of knowledge and your focus and how well you can grind, how well you can get inside of yourself and reflect outwards from within who you are. Are you hearing what I'm saying? I'm talking to all of you. I'm telling you, this universe is a place and it needs you. It needs your reflection. It needs your ability to see that you have those things within yourself, that you have that inner light. When you get that connection, you can become that best artist, that best singer, that best writer, that best worker. Doesn't matter the position. Doesn't matter if we're talking about becoming the best salesman in the universe. It doesn't matter if we're becoming the best worker. Let's become those things because those are the reflections outwards. As we see that within ourselves, the reflection liberates us all. And because you are here, that has the ability to liberate you. When you see that within yourself, that's what I'm talking about by bleeding outwards. Bleeding outwards from your level of discipline, that the reflection shines. That from within us, that we are meant to be here. That the person that we are, the place that we are, the challenges that we face off against give us the ability to reflect outwards from within ourselves. When we grind to that level, when we no longer have an excuse, but what we got is what we got, let's do with what we got. Let's get that connection going. And I'm telling you, in that place, you got to put 100 miles an hour. You got to put that pedal to the metal, 300, whatever the highest speed that you can actually get. Utilize the whole entire connection of yourself, the whole entire inspiration. Get yourself to that place where you are a grind, where others identify with you as a changer in this universe. I'm here to create game changers in this universe. I'm here to create an untwisting of this universe, to create it like water, to make us like water. Like Bruce Lee put that quote out there because he wanted others to be able to come back and to be able to understand this. What he meant is that the knowledge and the focus being the cup and the water being the knowledge, could connect in such a way that we can utilize it. When we utilize that level of focus to put that water inside that cup, which was shaped and turned into knowledge, when we utilize that, that's when we get the connection of the whole entire thing. So what I'm telling you is when others are thirsty, feed them. When others are at a place where that knowledge inside of yourself reflects outwards, give it to them. Give them the ability to see that from within you. Get yourself to that place where you're so disciplined that this universe will use your whole entire being. Recognize that we are here and that it's beautiful and that we can give ourselves that ability to get to that place. When I am in front of thousands of people, which will happen one day, I have in my eyes, when I close my mind, I see billions of people. I see billions of people changing in that elevation in this universe, utilizing in such a way that we see that beauty inside of ourselves, that we make no more excuses in this universe. We actually get to that place where elevation gets past where we've been taught that time and organization is the highest level. That's not true. What the highest level is a reflection outwards of knowledge and focus, and that is within you all. You have that place inside of yourself when you have that ability to connect with you. When you get to that connection inside of yourself, that reflection shines outwards. And that's what I'm talking about, bleeding outwards. I'm talking about getting down to yourself where your level of focus and your knowledge gets to the grind inside of you, to where you are literally grinding on this life, where this ability to get to that place where the reflection shines outwards, as other people call you a discipline, as other people call you a reflection of inspiration. Hearing what I'm saying? That's inside of yourself to become an inspiration in this universe. Others will start to see that reflection. Others will start to see that within yourself, and they will see you as an inspiration in this universe. As we all together grow, as we all together elevate ourselves, I'll be here for you. I have a connect network. My network is called Motivation, Meditation, Inspiration Yoga. I have a Facebook group. I have all kinds of groups. And eventually I will start working to mentor people to start to get themselves into the habits. I will start to create exercise. I will start to create a way that we together can get ourselves to that place of discipline. I want you to see it's within yourselves. I want you to see that you can do that. You can overcome your challenges. There's no such thing as a challenge. There's only the ability to focus and the knowledge you got inside of yourself to become a reflection outwards within who you are. And this is for everybody. I am talking to the universe. I am talking to you all. I want you to see that reflection within yourselves. I want you to see that you are a reflection of light. You are a reflection of the connection between your knowledge and focus. And that's what Bruce Lee was talking about when he said you got to put your whole self into a punch. And we have seen the Bruce Lees in this universe. We have seen the Elvis Presleys, the Johnny Cashes. We have seen these people that have connected with their knowledge and focus inside of themselves to the point where the reflection shines outwards from within who they are. Can you see this art form inside of yourself? Can you see that that connection between yourself bleeds outwards for you to gain that level of knowledge and focus inside of who you are? That the connection between who you are inside reflects outwards. And I'm talking to you, Kinetic. I'm talking to all of you. I want you to all understand I'm here to see you shine. I'm here to see you all grow together. I'm here to see that reflection shine from within yourselves. I want you to all understand. I want you all to share. I want you all to become part of my network. I want you all to become strong. I want you all to be stories in this universe. I want you all to be successful to the point where the reflection shines outward, where you bleed out as an inspiration. I want these ripples to come across this universe in such a way that people start calling me, start to connect with me. If I go to Israel or I go to Afghanistan, from Afghanistan to Dubai, to Mongolia, to all of these places, Brazil, to South America, to Mexico, to Saudi Arabia. I'm here for you. I'm here for you all. And the art is within you. It is all within yourselves. I am here to get you to the place of knowledge and focus where you elevate with a level of discipline that the reflection comes out as inspiration. That's my purpose right there. That's why I was brought here. I was brought to that purpose to elevate you all. I'm going to make the best salesmen on the universe. I'm going to make the best artists on the universe. And I'm going to tell you that we can untwist this universe together. I want you guys to all join me in that reflection. I want you all to see this drag as a past, as a place where people taught the time and organization was in the past. That's a past. This is the time of knowledge and focus. This is the place where the expansion happens. And I want to enjoy this with you guys all. I want you all to see it inside of yourself, and I want to create that place in this universe that we create a ripple all together. I want you to see that. Join me. Motivation, meditation, inspiration, yoga. All one word. Recognize that is the reflection. That is what this purpose, that's that message that I'm bringing into this universe, is that reflection has come. We are all here together. We're going to stay here together. We're going to put ourselves in a place where we connect with that level of inspiration, where we are known as a nation of meditation, where we are known as a nation of inspiration, and that motivation comes from your level of focus. Are you hear what I'm saying? I want you to create your own ripples. I want this universe to see you in such a way that just from the ability to get to that place, that we work together, we utilize these times as strength. We utilize this time that we speak with each other, we see each other, we talk to each other, and when those connections come to me, when they start to get to that place of reflection, that's within yourselves. The universe changes around you from just you being there, where your whole entire being is a part of it, where you're there and there's universe, and that place inside of yourself is that connection, and you're utilizing the things that you have, and you're putting yourself in those positions, and you're getting those promotions in your life because of you having your connection with your focus and your knowledge and your ability to get to the place where you are inside. Hear what I'm saying? You have that inside of yourself to get to that level of discipline, You have it inside of yourself to get to that place where the reflection shines outwards. It just comes down to how well you're able to focus and how well you get into that place of knowledge inside of yourself. And that's why the focus of meditation, that reflection outwards, comes from within ourselves. We utilize the arts that we do have when we become that best singer, that best artist, that best mother, that best father, that best at whatever challenge you face off against. When you connect yourself, when you put yourself in that place and you start to create this type of universe, that is the reflection. Identify with yourself in such a way that it utilizes you as a tool in this universe, and you start to create those types of ripples where others start to uplift. They start to put themselves in a place where it literally uproots those challenges from them, and those challenges turn into a level of focus and knowledge, which becomes a reflection from their level of discipline to get to the place to put 100% in. Put 100% in. You don't have to put 100% into other things. Put 100% into you. I'm talking put 100% into your ability to get to the level of focus and knowledge where you achieve the dreams that you want from your level of discipline. Put yourself in that place. As I finish my 1-hour video, I hope that all of you utilize this time and in this place and in these blessings within yourselves so that you can grow. And I bless you all. Blessings, blessings. As always, namaste.